What's up, everybody? It is your boy Zealand, and I am going to be showing you 3 duels on Dueling Book with my new deck I've been testing: Digital Bug, Insect, XYZ, Control, whatever. And this first duel is versus Dino. Admittedly, I get to go second, but this guy chose the wrong deck, so he wound up with Dinos. So he passes, lets me go first. Well, basically. And then, wrong deck in there. So I open a rank 3 with the ability to special summon Twin Bow and normal summon Cocoon Denser, but I don't decide to do that yet. Because I know I have a way to the rank 3, I just go ahead and draw 2. Psychic Tracker, another way to a rank 3, but it's going to be by itself. So I just go ahead and special that, make the rank 3, attack for 12, and pass turn. The reason why I overlay with these two is because if an insect goes to grave, I can normal summon him next turn and special the insect back for another rank 3. That's basically how that goes. And then if anything were to be targeted, I can just use xyzs, if hand trap, called by, spoiler trap, cosmic cycle. So very well-rounded hand. What this card does is, if the battle position is changed, I can special summon an insect from my hand or graveyard in defense position. And when a monster on the field activates its effect, I can detach material to negate the effect, not destroy. And then I can either change its battle position or make it gain 500 defense. So it's 2,500 defense already. It's really big. On the activation of Lost World, I go ahead and change Cyclone. Then he's left with one monster. Terraforming, I have no Ash for that. He goes ahead and adds Lost World again. But since he already used its effect that turn, it doesn't matter, which is why it's important to wait. He uses Misc, and I say don't special. So I don't want him to summon any tokens, so I want to be able to use Effect Veiler. And he passes turn because there's nothing left. Psychic Wielder, and just like that, it's control because its offense is very, very weak, but its defense is very, very high. So I can consistently make rank 3s like this. Unfortunately, you can only use its effect once per turn, otherwise it'd be busted. So I go ahead and normal Cocoon Dancer, special Psychic Wielder, remember when that was $15? And then make a Super Quantum Mech Beast Grand Pulse so that I can pop his field spell. Because if he has a token live, he can save it, and I can't use Effect Veiler, and it's really bad. So I prioritize destroying it. Then I go to battle phase to kill that. He doesn't activate effect, but it wasn't destroyed by card effect, so it doesn't matter. Now I'm in firm control. I'm one card up on him, spell trap destruction every turn, and then a monster negate and another negate he doesn't actually know about. So he opens that. I opt to use Cicada King to negate because if he knows I have a Veiler, then he knows how many threats he's dealing with for the most part. And I want to be able to put Cicada King in defense. However, that doesn't entirely pay off because he Ghost Ogres me. And I don't have a way to make a rank 3 next turn without drawing another Cocoon Denser or something like that. So it's very risky to go for the monster negate instead of just the effect Veiler. But at the same time, if I Veilered him and he called by'd it, then I wouldn't be able to respond with Cicada King because it has to be in response to the activation of the monster's effect on field. So that's all he's got, and I'm sitting on 2,800 defense. Now I draw into Galaxy Worm. This was a very good draw because if you control no other monsters, you can special summon a Galaxy Worm from your deck. I checked my banish. I hadn't banished all of my Galaxy Worms or anything. So I go ahead and crash, destroy both. And then I normal summon Galaxy Worm, special Galaxy Worm from deck, and then I go ahead and start the cycle all over again. So that was that. The next tool I'm going to show is play against Infirma Noble Knight. The other guy had the wrong deck, so he probably just didn't want to play that anyway, but yeah, that's how my deck works. That's basically what's a showcase there. So I'm going to try and make this pretty quick because I already explained most of the effects and the gimmick Terratop is gonna go ahead and add Tuckatomborg. And then I make Totem Bird because I don't want him to hand trap me, or imperm me because I have no way to Saravis and protect it other than it just being big defense. So I go ahead and go into Cicada King, and then I have a spell trap negate, and I end my turn. And it turns out he has Nibiru. So that's why you cannot overextend in this deck, because if you start losing, you start losing really hard. But the reward was really good for being able to make Totem Bird and Cicada King, but the risk was very high because these combo decks be out here, like he says, and he has Nibiru. So then he reveals to me what he's playing, and at that point, I just save us all some time and go to the next game. I'm not entirely sure I would have done. Only having one monster negate is not great against Infernoble Knight, but having a big boy is pretty good as well. This duel is kind of nuts because I know I'm going first. He probably knows I'm going first. So I open the Judgment. That's my only side card I was able to open that time. And I open a consistent way into a rank 3. So I go ahead and use Galaxy Worm because he can special from my deck. And it gets Veilored, which is really bad. But if this got Veilored too, then there would have been nothing I can do. Next turn, we have a guaranteed rank 3 by either normal summoning Web Soldier and specialing Cocoon Dancer from my hand, or using Web Cocoon Dancer to special from my grave. So I just have to kind of suck it up. I know that's his normal summon, and one card is sold, blah blah blah. So I go ahead and pay the life Cloud Strife. Then he uses this, and I know that if he adds a Noble Knight and an equip spell, that's the GG. So I hit him with the Ash, and he doesn't have Called By at all. Then he uses Tactical Talents. He chooses, since he's used his normal summon, and this is once per turn, I guess he doesn't think he could draw anything worthwhile, and he doesn't have an equip spell in grave either, so whatever's in his hand is not worth it. But it's Neo Space, he used his normal summon, and Squeak Knight, so that's really bad, but I'm sure he runs more than one. So instead of drawing cards, he opts to look at my hand, and either way I have a rank 3 next turn if he can't kill this, and he can't because he normal summon. So he puts the Web Soldier back, or he makes me put the Web Soldier back. Then I draw Psychic Wielder, which is really good. So now I don't have to waste my Cocoon Dancer ability, and I can just special summon it. Then I attack for 12, and put Cocoon Dancer in defense. We each have 2 cards each, but this negates a monster effect. And his hand is apparently so weak, he chose to suck my hand out instead of just normaling. Then I go ahead and negate that. He can't do anything. And this is what I mean by one of the bigger weaknesses of this deck is its offense, is because a lot of other decks could just kill him at this point, but this one doesn't have it. It just has strong defense. When this switches battle position, I can special an Insect from my hand or graveyard in defense position, like I said last duel. And the most offensive it gets, other than putting in Acid Golem, and I'm still testing this build, is specialing another guy. Now, instead of making my offensive card, which you'll see later, the Inarch type rank 3 light insect, I opt to make a different one, because if he runs out of material, then I'm not going to have any more negates per turn, and he has 6,800 life points, and it's not going to be able to kill him. And then he hits me with the evenly matched, so it's a good thing that I went defensive and made Cicada King instead of offensive and trying to draw cards or whatever. So he's forced to set one. I attack for 12, hoping it's weak, and it is. Then I attack for 12 again. And at this point, I've drawn so many cards that I have more negates than he has cards, and he presses his luck. The best thing he has is to be able to special Photon Thrasher and eliminate the threat of negating the monster. But I run Lost Wind, and I run it because all my monsters are really weak. So if I can have the attack of his special summon monsters, that makes my monsters very strong just by comparison. And you wait till he attacks so that he destroys his own monster. And it was special summon, so I can Lost Wind. And that's the reason why you run Lost Wind over Strike. And it also sets itself if he summons from the extra deck. And I think this is the turn he decides if he draws another card and it's not good, that's it. But I have Wiretap. I love this card. I side it all the time. So if that was an impermanence or a trap or anything that would have threatened my board, I would have had wiretap. And if I had seen wiretap before evenly matched, I probably would have saved it still, but he goes in and shows me that he had God Gear freed and an Equip spell. So then this is the third duel, and he gets to go first. What do we do? What do we do? This is a decent going first hand, but not great because I don't have any interruption, and I didn't really side out spell or traps, so he opts to just play his deck. He sucks a card out of my hand, he goes full combo. So I'm not able to really do anything, so I just kind of wait. Now the good news is I have a guaranteed rank 3, and even if he negates, I have a Terratop, so I have another way to make the rank 3, which is why we run Terratops and Psychic Wielders and such like that. But unfortunately, he gets the smoke grenade incoming, and he sucks another card out of my hand. And I tell him not to do it, but this rude dude just goes ahead and does it anyway. So he sucks out my extender, I open a Veiler, or I draw into a Veiler, unfortunately, and that's the thing with running hand traps is, I mean, whatever. But there's a couple extenders I might have had, but not enough to really seal the deal. So I'm forced to just set one. He uses a rolling, and destroys my set, and then that is the end of the game. So that's unfortunate, but the deck is working so far, and I'm willing to keep testing it and making it better. Yeah, shout out me for sticking with Digital Bugs and using Cicada King. Shout out Clay Medina, because he told me to use Psychic Wielder, and I might have come up with that eventually, but he gave it to me right now. And then shout out to everyone actually in the KC Yu-Gi-Oh community, but don't worry, you'll have your time. You know who you are. I'll point you out. And for now, that's gonna be the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Just keeping it short, and don't forget to subscribe if you like content like this, like Dueling Book and replays. Just let me know. I like it, so I plan on doing it more than just deck profiles and whatnot. But this is the deck in its application, in its first iteration. So thank you very much, and Zealand, see you next time.